UFC 326 is in a matter of hours, and in this video, I'll be giving you guys my final predictions for the entirety of UFC 326 Holloway versus Oliveira 2 for the BMF belt. An absolute banger. I went to the weigh-ins yesterday. I'm in Las Vegas. Today, I'm going to the fight. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. Before we go ahead and get into it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get it started with the early prelim opener of Luke Fernandez versus Rodolfo Bellato opens up this card, and it's a pretty solid fight. Debut guy in Luke Fernandez versus Rodolfo Bellato, a blockhead matchup here. I'm going to go with Luke Fernandez as the final prediction. I was there at the face-offs, and I was kind of leaning Rodolfo Bellato, but I do think that Luke Fernandez is too powerful for Rodolfo Bellato. I think he's too skilled for Rodolfo Bellato. Bellato's kind of just a blockhead. He just marches in there. He just stomps you down. Now, I don't think Fernandez is this crazy prospect, but I do think he's got good power in his hands. His wrestling is really, really solid, and he's got a sneaky submission game. So I'm going to go Luke Fernandez to win this fight by round 2 submission. Round 2 submission or ground and pound in the second round. The first round, I think, is going to be a scrap, but I think it's going to end in the second round. So give me Luke Fernandez as the final prediction. We move on to the next fight, Dr. Nurgazai versus Rafael Tobias. I've made this very clear. I think Dr's a bum. I think he's shit. I think he's terrible. I think he's a bad fighter. I'm going Rafael Tobias. I think he's very well-rounded. He's got good striking. His grappling is really, really solid, and his submission game is something that we've seen recently. He trains at Shoot the Box. You know, you guys know I love the Shoot the Box guys, and I don't like Dr. Nurgazai. He's shown nothing. He's shown horrible performances back-to-back in the UFC, getting subbed by guys he's supposed to beat, you know? So I think he has a little twitch with his eye. He constantly flicks his eye. It's possibly a sign of getting off of PEDs, getting off of drugs. So I think that's what it is. I'm going to go Rafael Tobias as the final prediction. I'm going to say he gets a round 1 submission, just like the last 2 opponents of Dr. Nurgazai got. I think the same thing's going to happen here. So give me Rafael Tobias as the final prediction. We move on. Sumadarji versus Jesus Aguilar. I was surprised by the amount of fans at the weigh-ins that were waving around Mexican flags for Jesus Aguilar, but I guess it's true Vegas. There's a lot of Mexicans. So the fan base is definitely on the side of Jesus Aguilar. But I'm going to go Sumadarji. I think he's too long. I think he's too tall. I think his reach is just crazy. It's just crazy, the height and the size difference in this fight, especially at weigh-ins. You could notice it. It's just too much that I can't pick Jesus in this fight. He could win. Don't get me wrong. He could win. He's scrappy. He's difficult. But the guys that he's beat are not very good. And the guys that Sumadarji has lost to are ranked opponents, guys that have really, really good submission games, guys that are, tricky on the ground and are going to scrap it out really solid. I just don't think Jesus is going to be able to get inside the pocket and bomb away like he's hoping he can. So give me Sumadarji as the final pick by decision, probably 29-28, probably maybe 30-27, but I'm going to go Sumadarji by decision as the final prediction for this one. We move on to the next fight, Cody Durden versus Nyamjargo Tumendembarel. When I first broke down this fight, I picked Nyamjargo. But I'm going to be picking Cody Durden to win this fight. For a couple reasons. I think Cody Durden is going to be able to survive Tumendembarel. After watching more tape and stuff, the fight that Tumendembarel had with Carlos Hernandez, who's no longer in the UFC, was very close. And even though he put pepper on him and he hurt him multiple times, I think Cody Durden is much, much better than Carlos Hernandez. I think Cody Durden would run through Carlos Hernandez. And then I look back at Cody Durden's last fight against Alan Nascimento, and he was doing so good before getting dropped on short notice, fighting a guy who arguably should be ranked right now in Alan Nascimento, getting dropped by him with the elbow and then getting subbed. I just don't think Nyamjargo is going to do that. Even though he's very dangerous, he's a finisher. He gets all knockouts and all submissions. It's true. If he does catch Cody's probably going down, probably getting subbed. But I'm going to trust that Cody Durden gets his wrestling going, keeps Nyamjargo at bay, and tires him out and wins a decision. So give me Cody Durden by decision as the final prediction for this fight. I think he's going to pull off a scrappy decision. We move on to the next fight, Ricky Turcios versus Alberto Montez. I'm going to Alberto Montez as the final prediction here. I was kind of looking at Ricky Turcios like he could dog this one out, but I just think Montez's submission ability is just too much. I think it's too much. I think he's going to catch Ricky Turcios in a headlock, and I think he's going to sub him with either a Darce or an Anaconda choke at some point in this fight. So I'm going Alberto Montez, round 1, round 2 sub. I think he's going to submit Ricky Turcios. If he wants to win this fight, he really has to just dog out that first round, survive the first round, and then win the second and third. I think that's the only way he wins this fight is by decision. He could tire out Alberto Montez. I don't think Montez is this crazy Ilia Topuria prospect here, but I do think Montez is really solid on the ground. And Ricky Turcios shoots sloppy takedowns. So you put the 2 and 2 together, I think Alberto's going to get him in a headlock, get that Darce choke or get that Anaconda choke and submit him in the first or second round. So give me Alberto Montes as the final prediction. We move on. Deontay Johnson versus Cody Brundage. Dude, Cody Brundage is back. 11-8 isn't enough for him. He needs it to be 11-9. Give me Deontay Johnson by destruction, by obliteration. I think Deontay Johnson's going to run through Cody Brundage. I think it's going to be competitive in the first, though. I mean destruction as in when he finishes him, it's just going to be Cody Brundage balling up and just getting freaking destroyed on the ground. But I think the first round is going to be competitive, you know? I think Deontay Johnson is going to be a little bit worried going in with Cody Brundage because Cody can throw and he can wrestle. And, you know, he's not like the worst fighter in the world, but it just gets to a point where when you break him and he realizes he can't beat you, he just curls up in a ball. He hits the Anthony Smith and it's over. All right. So I'm going to go Deontay Johnson round 2, early round 2 TKO after Cody Brundage realizes, oh shit, I don't got this. I don't got this one. So give me Deontay Johnson round 2 TKO as the final pick. We move on. Cody Garbrandt versus Zhao Long. Dude, the crowd stood up for Cody Garbrandt. Everybody in unison was up for Cody Garbrandt at the weigh-ins. Everybody. All right. This is a make or break situation for Cody Garbrandt. We need Cody Garbrandt to show that no love, to come back, to look strong, to look good. Zhao Long is like a Temu version of Song Yudong, all right? I don't think he beats Cody Garbrandt. I think Cody Garbrandt should win this fight. He really, 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 really should. Like, if he loses this fight, it's wraps. It's over. Call it, buddy. You know? But I think Cody Garbrandt is going to pull off a vintage performance here, popping that jab, popping that straight right, you know, really using his speed, utilizing his speed and his movement here. I think we're going to see a vintage Cody Garbrandt. So give me Cody Garbrandt as the final prediction, and I'm going to say he wins this fight by TKO. I'm going to say he gets a finish over Zhao Long in the late second, early third round. This is going to be a super fun fight, in my opinion. I think this should be a scrap. No takedowns needed, no grappling needed. This is going to be a striking affair, and I think Cody Garbrandt is going to come out on top. So give me Cody Garbrandt as the final prediction by TKO. We move on to the main card opener, Gregory Rodriguez versus Bruno Ferreira. The rematch, all right? The rematch, a lot of people are struggling to predict. And this is where it comes down to it. I was going to go Gregory Rodriguez. I really, really was, because I was thinking, you know, he's going to make the adjustments. He's going to be smarter. He's going to be slower. And I do believe that will be the case. I think he's going to be very defensively sound. I think he's going to be very scared of the power coming back his way and very aware of the power coming back his way. But I think Bruno Ferreira is just too much of a dog. He's too much of a dog. He is. You know, he struggles with guys that can take him down and really maul him on the ground. But he's got submissions off of his back. He's got great reversals. We've seen it against big opponents. He's reversed positions. He's got huge power. We've seen it against Gregory Rodriguez, against, what's his name? Oh, my goodness. Who am I thinking of? Phil Hawes. Oh my goodness, Phil Hawes. We've seen against Dustin Stoltzfus. We've seen against multiple of these guys, man, where he just puts them out and he puts them down. And he just throws crazy. And I think Bruno Ferreira is going to keep doing that. And he's got the momentum from that first fight. He's got momentum from a couple wins in a row now. I think Bruno Ferreira wins this fight. Gregory Rodriguez is clearly the older fighter. You just look at him. I don't think he's 32, 33, whatever his age is on paper. I don't think that's what it actually is. I think he's a much older, especially in fight years. He's taken so much damage. The cut to the eyelid, you know, the amount of damage he's taken to his face in these wars that he's been in with Chidi Njokwani, you know, like with Armin Petrosian. Like, he's always bleeding, man. Even against what's his name? Oh my goodness. What is his name? I was going to say Jared Cannonier, not Jared. Yeah, Jared Cannonier. All right, he was wearing so much damage. And when he pressures and he tries to march you down, he gasses out quick. So I'm going to go Bruno Ferreira to win this fight. And I'm going to say he wins this fight by late TKO, late round 2, late round 3, or early round 3, in the round 3, late round 2 to round 3. That's what I'm trying to say. I think Bruno Ferreira is going to finish this fight in round 2 or round 3. Give me Bruno Ferreira as the final prediction. I think he's just too much of a dog. He's too dangerous. He's got confidence coming in here. And I think he's the much more skilled fighter, honestly. I think Gregory Rodriguez is good, and he is RoboCop for a reason. He marches forward, but Bruno Ferreira throws hard, man. So give me Bruno Ferreira as the final prediction. We move on. Drew Dober versus Michael Johnson. I'm going Drew Dober. I am going Drew Dober, all right? And it's not just for the memes. It's not just because of the memes. I think Drew Dober is going to flatline TKO Michael Johnson. I really do. I really, really, really do. I don't think Michael Johnson is going to win this fight by knockout. And for that reason, I think Drew Dober is going to win this fight by knockout. If I saw a path to victory for Michael Johnson to just chin Drew Dober, put him out cold, you know, I could maybe pick Michael Johnson, but I don't see him winning a decision here. I think this will end inside the distance. And for that reason, I'm going Drew Dober by knockout. I think he's going to connect with a big Josh Emmett Ferreira, overhand right. That's just going to absolutely sleep and slime out Michael Johnson in the second or third round. I think Michael Johnson's going to do good early. He's going to be fast. He's going to be popping the jab like everybody's been saying. He's going to look quick. He's going to look fast. But he's not going to keep it up. He won't keep it up against Drew Dober because Drew Dober eats shunts. What am I saying? What did I just say? He eats punches and he marches forward and he keeps going. So give me Drew Dober as the final prediction. I think he's going to knock out Michael Johnson in the second or third round after Michael's doing good early and then just gets a little bit overzealous and Drew Dober just bang over the top, overhand right, drops Michael Johnson, puts him out cold. Give me Drew Dober. Let's go, baby. We move on. Rob Font versus Raul Rosas Jr. Dude, I'm picking a lot of underdogs on this main card. All right, I might just pick all underdogs. I'm going Rob Font. I am going Rob Font. There is some bias here. I'm from Canada, okay? And Rob Font trains at a gym that I've trained at. That's all I'll say, okay? But Rob Font's a great fighter. He's a great fighter. He's top. He's fought Cheeto Vera, Sanhagen. You know, he's fought, I'm trying to think, who else? Figueiredo. He's fought so many high-level competition. So much high-level competition. So many high-level fighters. And now he's fighting Raul Rosas Jr., the 21-year-old who has fought Vince Morales, Christian Rodriguez. These guys are nowhere near the level of Rob Font. And I've been saying this in the lead up. I've constantly been harping and saying this again and again and again. And it seems like nobody realizes that Rob Font is the way higher level fighter. I understand that Raul Rosas Jr. could just chain wrestle. And if he does, I will be booing Chiwiwis in the crowd. Okay, I will be. But I think Rob Font's going to stuff the takedowns. I think he's going to get back to his feet. I think he's going to break away and march him down. Every time Raul Rosas Jr. gets walked down, he gets tired. He does. It happened against Christian Rodriguez. If he can dictate the pace in the cardio, he wins the fight. But if the second that he doesn't, the second that his opponent is circling, controlling the center of the octagon, marching forward, overhand right, jab, starting to cutting off the cage, he gets tired, he gets weary, he starts to break down a little bit, and that's where his opponent takes over, like Christian Rodriguez did, who absolutely fraud-checked Raul Rosas Jr. And Rob Font is a better Christian Rodriguez. He is. He's got more power in the hands, his boxing is cleaner, it's faster, and his takedown defense is very solid. He just doesn't have great wrestling, that's it. So as long as he stuffs the takedowns, as long as he breaks the clinch, gets away, even if Raul Rosas Jr. holds him there for 3 minutes, as long as Rob Font does damage for the next 2 minutes and marches him down and makes him look worried, he can win those minutes. We're in Las Vegas. The rest, the judges don't care about grappling. So give me Rob Font as the final prediction. All that to say, Rob Font by decision is going to be my final prediction for this fight. We move on to the co-main event. Caio Borralho versus Reinier de Ridder. Early on, I went with Caio Borralho. But I just can't resist RDR. Give me Reinier de Ridder win this fight. I hate Caio Borralho. I'm never picking him. I'm always going to fade him. I picked Jared Cannonier to beat him. I picked Nasruddin Imavov to beat him with absolute ease, and I'm picking Reinier de Ridder to beat him by decision. I'm saying that he's going to do more damage in the first and the second round, win those 2 first rounds. Maybe Caio has a nice little bounce back round in the third, but I don't think he's high level. I don't think he's top 5 level. I think he's the worst fighting nerd out of the group. I saw Gene Silva yesterday at the weigh-ins. Dude was barking his head off. Gene Silva is very talented, very dangerous, a good finisher. Carlos Prates is nasty, dangerous, difficult guy. Mauricio Ruffi, very technical on the feet, very nice. Spinning kicks, doing all this, just knocked out Rafael Fiziev. What does Caio Borralho have? Okay grappling, decent striking, zero finishing capability, zero. The only dude he's finished is Mikhail Oleksiejczyk and Paul Craig. All right? He didn't even finish an old-ass Jared Cannonier. So give me Reinier de Ridder to win this fight. I'm saying he's going to win this fight by decision. I think the first and the second are going to be all him. He looks like he's in phenomenal shape. He took time off, which I love. He was fighting a lot. I saw him in Vancouver live. I think he took the right time off. He's going to be coming back here hungry, ready to go, ready to recalibrate. I think he's going to win this fight by decision. Give me Reinier de Ridder as the final prediction. We move on to the main event of the evening. There's voices in the air. Charles DeBlanc. I'm going Charles Oliveira by submission in the first, second, or third round, boys. We're winning this fight. We are. I'm a fake, bro. I know I'm wearing the Armin shirt. I know I'm a fake, but I got this at the Full Violence pub. Shout out Full Violence. But Charles is winning this fight. And I know for a fact he's winning this fight. I'm not even worried. I was worried in the lead up a little bit, but the closer we get to this fight, the more confident I am every single time. The face-off, the weigh-ins, the presser, the post weigh-in interview, like everything is just it's combining right now. The tape study as well. The more tape I've been watching, the more confident I am. Charles Oliveira has, I don't want to sound like Joe Rogan, he's developed a double leg at 35 years old, all right? In his last couple fights, he's developed a double leg, a single leg. His takedowns have been beautiful. His entries have been phenomenal. He's been taking less damage more and more, besides the Ilia Topuria fight, all right? We don't talk about that one. Max got slammed out as well. Charles looks bigger. The face-off was intense as hell. You look at the two of them, you got Max slouched over like this. Charles is just absolutely mogging him, all right? Give me Charles Oliveira to win this fight. I think he's going to march down Max Holloway. I think he's going to get pieced up a little early, but it's going to be competitive on the feet. Charles is going to be throwing uppercuts, a couple flying knees, clinching in, throwing knees to the body, elbows over the top. Max is going to be ripping to the body, hitting with the body kicks. The body kicks are going to be there for Max. The leg kicks as well. He's going to be chopping those legs to try and slow down Charles Oliveira, teeping his body, trying to slow him down, but Charles is going to be teeping back, hitting him with body kicks, a little head kick up top, throwing that straight right hand. Guaranteed he drops Max Holloway with that right hand at some point in this fight. And I think he's going to drop him with that right hand and sub him with a rear naked choke in the second or third round. So give me Charles Oliveira as the final prediction. We are illuminated by God. Let's go, Charles. Let's go, boys. It's fight day. That's the entire video. If you guys did enjoy the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop it down in the comments who you guys are picking in this main event, and I will catch you guys in the next video. See you.